So hi everyone, my name is Ashish Kumar Jha and today we are going to learn about for loops. So without wasting any time, let's just start with the topic. So suppose there's a requirement in which you need to print a certain thing a certain number of times. Suppose for example, you want to print my name 10 times. You want to print my name n number of times. So if the number is small, it is very easy to write println statement. For example, what we can do, if I want to print this without for loop 10 times, what I will do, I will just paste this println statement whatever the n number of times I want to paste. Suppose for example, take it for 5. If I'll run this, what will happen, it will go to every println statement and print the content which is present under this. So we have 1 2 3 4 5, so our requirement is fulfilled. But what about if the number is 10,000? What about the number is 100? What if the number is 500? So it will be very tough to write that number of lines separately to perform a same task. So in Java, we have a concept called for loops, or in any other programming language, there is a concept called loops. So what loop tell us that you know how many number of times you want to run, you know how many times what amount should be incremented, you know from where it should be started, then why to write n number of times? Instead, give me all those things and I will do the work for you, right? So for example, so this 1 2 3 4 5, suppose it was a 10 line statement, right? If I'll paste this here and again I will paste, so it is a 10 line statement. So to print without for loop statement 10 times, I need to paste this statement 10 times, right? But what if I can tell you we can write this in 2 lines or 3 lines? What we have to do, since we know we want to print 5 times, right? So we start from the 0 0 1 2 3 4 5, right? So we want to print 5 times, so it will go to 0 to 4. Okay, so now if instead of running all these 10 statements, what we can do, we can only just run this statement and it will do our task, right? So we don't have to write that much. So if I want to satisfy that for the 10 numbers, what I will do, I will write the value as 10 and it will be printed, right? So here I printed I, so that you can understand that how iteration is going on. So let us try to dig down into what are the parameters that for loop takes. So starting with the initialization parameters. So we are saying that we are having a variable which is starting from 0, right? It is the initial point. And the next line we are saying is the condition. If our initial value is under the given value that I want to run 10 times, so if the initial value is under 10, you can proceed with it. If it exceeds 10 or equals to 10, then you should stop here. And how to decide that it is the initial values in how much time it is incrementing? So we are using here post increment, right? So I will explain this here. So what I'm doing is, first 0th value, it is coming here, then again it is incremented, then the loop is going on. When it comes to 9, the value is printed 9 and now it is incremented to 10. Now the value of I is 10. Since 10 is not smaller than 10, so it will exit this statement and whatever content is there, it should be printed, or if any statement is there outside the for loop, that will be printed. To just visualize this, what we can do, we have this diagram, right? So what we are doing, we are printing current value from 0, where the 0 is the value of I is 0 and I should be smaller than 5, means 0 1 2 3 4. So in for loop, in any loop, we have two things, the current value and the incremented value. Since we have two different kind of increment, one is post increment and other is pre increment. So first, instead of directly jumping into the for loop, we should understand this post increment and pre increment. So what post increment tell us, that you have a variable which is assigned with some value. First use that value, then increment it. For example, I have assigned a value x equals to 5 and if I'll print 5, if I'll print x, it will give me 5. And if I'll again do that, means once 5 is used, now I wanted to print the incremented value. That means next time it will print 6. But what pre-increment tell us, that whatever value you have assigned, first increment it, then After the incrementation, proceed for the further operation, right? So what, so we, for in our case we are using a post increment method, right? So it start with 0. So 0 is smaller than 5, correct. Now I plus plus incremented value is 1, current value printed. Then again go to, now current value of I is what? The incremented value 1 is 1. Again it incremented by 2. Next time we are using 2, it is incremented to 3. Next time we are using 3, it is incremented to 4. And every time we are checking this condition and this condition satisfies. It is on 3, it incremented to 4. Next time the current value is 4, we use that 4 and increment it to 5. But here we need to look that 5 is not smaller than 5. So what we have to do here, we need to exit this statement, and this is what we are doing. And so same thing, you can look in the code also. From 0 to 10 means 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. The moment you increment to 10, this condition violates, and this will exit the for loop. So I hope you have understand all these concepts. If you have any doubt, please post it in comment section. Next video will come with another looping concept. Till then, have a nice day.